Allison, did you know that there has been an update with the Netflix series for Magic?
No way.
Yes, way.
Yeah.
And it's what a authentic reaction you gave me just now. That was
I mean,
very
you mentioned there was something about Netflix, and I'm kind
uh,
of I haven't looked at anything like that. I'm kind of curious, actually.
well, okay, so here's the deal. So up until now, the series has been in what I would consider production hell. There's not been any updates. There hasn't been any movement. And then now all of a sudden, I'm going to share the screen. Here we go.
Ooh.
Technology coming right up. Uh, if you go to the IMDb page, which is the most official thing that you can go to as far as like filming goes,
Mhm.
there is now an additional cast member. We have Lexi DiBenito, and apparently she will be playing Chandra Nalar. It's just botched that one up.
Sure.
But as you can see, we even have a director, we have writers. We don't have a release date. It does say 2023, which right now it is closing in on the end of 2023. I don't see how that's possible, but it is interesting, right? Isn't it? That there has
Yeah,
been
not only are the actors, but like writers and directors as well. Now, I'm not really good with names. I believe they do not have the names of those guys who did Endgame yet, right? They picked like new
no,
names.
they're out. They
Yeah,
quit.
okay. Hmm.
They quit. There was apparently creative differences, and they were like, I think they were just sort of like, well, we just did Endgame. We're not gonna, uh, you know, we're not gonna get
Yeah,
a pissing contest. So
yeah.
that's what happened with them. Now, as far as the director goes, we could do a little research, find out a little bit about them.
Oh,
They have an extensive, and the writing too. They all seem to be known for a lot of animation, which is not bad. We have people known for they've all worked on Animaniacs. A lot of them have worked on Animaniacs. A lot of them have worked on things that I haven't seen, such as Monster High or Polly Pocket. I don't know. Do you watch those? I don't.
no, that's the thing. I was gonna mention it because he has Hot Wheels Battle Force 5,
Yeah.
which is. Do you know that when you're like starting growing up, like 13, 14 years old, and they release something, they're like, this is supposed to be for more kids, but you still enjoy it, and then the next thing they launch is like, okay, I'm already too grown for that or something?
Well, I mean, one thing I'll say is that we've got this director directed 25 episodes of Animaniacs, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, and was 5 episodes of Pinky and the Brain, which means they've been working since 1997. So that's a good uh, that's a
It
good
definitely has a
reason.
career behind him, right?
Yeah, definitely. He's been working, or yeah, it looks. I think I'm not sure. Let me see if there's like a little bit of a bio, but I believe it's a
Oh, but
yes,
that's really interesting. That's cool.
yes. And the Peabody and Gemini and Emmy award winning. Okay, that's not too shabby. So he's British. It looks like. So we got good. We have a good start there. And it's just, but what's curious though, the only thing for me that makes me wonder how did this come to fruition is that I don't know if you're aware of this, but up until recently, there has been a big strike for the writers and directors in America. Basically the Writers Guild and the Screen Actors Guild went on a strike that lasted for at least 3 to 4 months, which stopped everything as far as anything that would required acting or writing.
It
And
stopped most of Hollywood, right?
it stopped Hollywood. Period. Like there was and you could see it happening like on Netflix. Like you saw a lot of like foreign shows coming in all of a sudden
Hmm.
that were not available
Hmm.
before,
I wonder why.
and so now that finally ended. So what I'm curious about though is that all of a sudden there's all this information added at a time where there really shouldn't have been any production happening whatsoever.
Hold
Um,
on, is the strike still going then?
no, it is over. It is officially
Okay.
over. But it just seems curious to me. I'm wondering what's happening here. So I guess the gist of it is that the Magic the Gathering series, as far as I can tell, it is not there's movement, so it's not dead. Which is, I mean, great news, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess the direction is better than the speed, right? So it's
I
eventually it's gonna be there.
I mean, having a new cast member and this Lexi, I've seen, has a pretty good resume for herself too, going on as far as she has been acting since she was a young lady, but
Mhm.
she's been in, let's see here. I'm so old. I'm like, I don't know who anything's like. I'm like, Instant Mom. I know that. No, I don't know that one, but I do know the remake of Martyrs, Modern Family. Not too shabby. Grey's Anatomy. That's good. So for a young lady, she's got quite she's got some good things behind her going for her. So I mean, it's an interesting, and I keep forgetting too. I'm like, what? She doesn't really look like Chandra, and then I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be animated. So the but it is, again, it's very it's official because you can see right here, Magic the Gathering Chandra Nalar. Now, but what's curious is the post production. That's the thing. Post production, right,
Well,
means that
I guess wizards are really, 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 tight with their NDRs. I guess because they're not even announcing on IMDb. And
well, I mean, but like it's curious, and I can't get past this. It's like see terms and conditions. I'm like, I don't know. Just let me look at the page, but I guess I can't look at the page unless like yada yada. But
mm,
post production, for anybody who's not familiar with the Hollywood like terminology, is that it basically is. It means that the filming has wrapped. All of the initial everything has been done, and now any of the stuff that needs to be done they do it in post. But like that means all of the actors have recorded their voices. That means everything has been written. That means that anything pre-production and anything that needed to be shot, which in this case is not really applicable because it's animation. That's curious that it would come at a time where, like I said before, that there is, I mean, there was like 3 months where there was not any work being done on anything. So I'm curious to see where this ends. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but it looks like it's moving forward. I
that's good.
wonder what's going to happen.
That's good, and it's not like we've seen anyone that has not done anything. It's not like there's no new names or something. Everybody seems to have like a pretty good career at every one of their respective fields. The direction
I
is good in animation. I think I'm kind of curious to see it like that because like after all the Monster Highs and Max Steels, I was like, oh wow, that's interesting.
It's yeah,
It,
they've got people who know what they're doing, so that's
it
good.
sounds because I kind of think like, is it gonna be because I recall now Magic trying to get rid of that PG-13, right?
I
Well, not
believe that
getting rid.
they believe that they wanted it. Well, at least that was the vision for the what was the brothers? Oh shoot, I can't remember.
The bro, the brother wars. No, not the brother
No,
wars.
no, the guys who did Endgames. I can't believe I'm blanking on
Oh,
Endgame directors. Good lord. The Russo brothers, right? So
hmm
I think that they had wanted to. They were very adamant that, and I believe that might have even been some of the bones of contention that they wanted to go on a darker path with it, and that I guess the higher ups were not interested in seeing it go that
fair
path.
point.
Which come on. I mean,
hmm Don't we want to see that? But I'm curious because the director seems to be they have like a pretty solid career on like not only animation but like animator kind of focused towards smaller children, especially in the later years.
well, yes,
I
they
wonder if you're gonna go back to that more like I'm not gonna say childish, but like more free, no cursing sort of magic.
well, I mean, the thing about it is that it they you necessarily like it doesn't necessarily have to be. We don't have to worry about that necessarily because just because the director has extensive like done stuff that was primarily aimed at tweens or whatever, that doesn't mean that they can't do. I mean, another form of animation. I mean, like for
hmm
instance, let's see, they directed. There's got to be something that they directed that has been like a little bit darker. There's. I mean, I don't know
I mean, Pinky
the.
and the Brain had some cool stuff in it.
Well, yeah, it did, but I mean, yeah, and that's the street cred part of it is that if you directed animate 25 episodes of Animaniacs and you won an Emmy with Steven Spielberg, I mean,
Fair
you
point.
know, you're going to be all right. I do think that maybe I mean, I don't know if this is necessarily an indicator that the show is going to be
Yeah, it's just a thought, just like in the back of my head, like they wanted to make it darker, but then like there were creative references, and then they're creating something that did more animation towards small kids. But you know what? I think what we're seeing here, both from the names of the writers and the actors, is just like it's literally like it could go anywhere. It could be like any direction, unlimited potential. That's it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting. I'm curious to see how they work this out because okay, but here's the thing. Interestingly enough, now according to IMDb, the show is certified TVMA, which means it's basically going to be rated R for Netflix. Like any like Attack on Titan is TVMA, or it's a rated R for so it may be
How often are they updating that? Because now we just got the names, and I just said it's now in post
I mean,
production, and
I
they
don't
wanted
know.
to do something mature, but now it's.
I don't know. It's kind of crazy because I'm not entirely sure if the last time I checked, I don't remember if there was all of this, writing information that was there, like all the writers. So I couldn't tell you. All I do know is that
Yeah. I recall as soon as the strikes ended, or a couple of weeks after, like really, really close after that, Magic indeed announced on a tweet or something about the series, like still going, still happening. However, 2023 post production, I think that just still needs to be updated. I think they might be still picking names for that. Now with the director, not with the director, that might happen way quicker. Way quicker, but
yeah, it's interesting, and like I don't believe that before they had a lot of the information that they have now, which includes the series art department, which they have names of all these people. So at the very least, there has been a pilot episode made. The only thing that I can say that would be concerning is that apparently Netflix a while ago there was, and this is really bad. There was a Netflix Keanu Reeves. There was an unreleased. Let's see. I believe it was an unreleased movie, or like basically that no one saw. So apparently, because I read this the other day, he was supposed to be in a show like that was just completely axed. It was called, I believe, Replicas is the name of the show, and they had all of a sudden just pulled the rug on it, and it was basically just
over.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it's kind of strange. Let me see. Keanu Reeves.
But so that means like it's not going out or anything. Have they actually done any production for it? Like, have they shot anything?
It was fully shot.
Then what's preventing them from just releasing it?
It's something that's going on behind the scenes. But what happened is that the director apparently took a bunch of money from it and went and spent it. I mean, I wish I could find the freaking article that like that had it, but I don't know if I can find it right now. I'm starting to meander, but basically the long and short of it is that it was for $50 million. This particular, yeah, it was never released. It was completely like they shot it and it just didn't happen.
They shot it, and the director just picked the rest of the money and like ran away to Cuba or something.
Yeah, I mean, it has me a little bit worried because I'm like, all right, so that could possibly happen with this as well. It can happen to Keanu Reeves
with Wizards.
Well, there's Keanu
Someone
Reeves
else is gonna get the finger toes knocking at their home. That's for sure.
He's a big fucking star, and that would be a problem. Because I mean, like, if you can't get Keanu Reeves, like if you can't
get Keanu Reeves, you can do a lot of stuff. Yeah. If someone that's doing things with Keanu Reeves is doing it, that worries me.
So we'll see what happens. But anyway, that's basically the gist of what's going on with the Netflix series for Magic. So fingers crossed, I want to see it.